What up, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I know it's a little dark, so let me turn the light on. Just give me 1 second, huh? All right. Sorry, I don't want to have to be so ghetto. But, so today I'm going to be talking about the subject is LGBT lifers. Let me go ahead and share this on my Snap real quick. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay, hold on. April and Crystal. Okay. Hey, baby. What are you doing? Can you do me a favor? Are those lights on? My wife just walked into the room. So we were having some discussions earlier about in actuality I'm gonna repost this on Facebook. Should I post this on Instagram too? Like our YouTube channel?
I don't care.
You don't care? Well, okay, so like these lights are weird. I look purple now. Maybe you should turn that weird blue one off. I look purple now. There's like some Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, or like y'all ever watch that movie Joe's Volcano where like everything is like blue type shit? Yeah, that's like weird. That's better. So anyway, we were having some discussions today about so I said, we could get on the political path sometime. So the political path is kind of went towards the Ruth Bader Ginsburg trail. Now, I'm not asking any of you to follow my beliefs or whatever. I didn't really know a lot about the politics of Ruth Bader Ginsburg until, I got a lot older. She was oh my god, dude. If y'all haven't seen the movie that is based on her reversal for sexual discrimination, it's called On the Basis of Sex. If you have not seen that movie, I would implore you to see it, because you will see her in a whole nother light. For those of you who are not on the track of RGB or don't feel like you want to follow her or don't want to give her any kind of respect, for one, women RGB is Ruth Bader Ginsburg is definitely a woman that all of us should look up to. She pioneered women's rights based on sex discrimination, and that has taken us to so many other levels. Watching that movie just brought some tears to my eyes. Like, I am a woman looking the way I do, working in a field that is male dominated, and sexual oppression, gender oppression, it's very rampant in the field that I work in. I felt that, oh my god, like I felt that movie in my soul. I could not believe the things that she had to deal with. Actually, I could believe. And for strong women like us who just want to stand on our own 2 feet of our accomplishments and our hard work, that made me just feel so upset, the things that she had to deal with. Um, and whether y'all know it or not, Ruth Bader Ginsburg actually helped to overturn sexual discrimination laws because she was able to first, she had to show that sexual discrimination was happening to a man. That's the funny thing. And my wife was sitting here watching the movie with me, and I said, Babe, do you realize that the way she was able to turn around the sexual discrimination laws was because it was happening to a man? And she's like, What? I was like, Yes, just watch. So this man was, at the time, I forgot the time frame. Maybe it was like the 60s, 70s maybe. I'm sorry. Please don't quote me on that. Don't hang me to pieces. He was an unwed male living at home with his elderly mother, and he was taking care of her. So he was trying to file his tax exempt status based on the fact that he was taking care of his elderly mother. And people at that time could just not understand that a male was unwed, had no family, and was staying at home taking care of his elderly mother. So they denied his claim and they called him a fraud. They were trying to prosecute him on the basis of fraud for the IRS. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They felt like this man who was able-bodied to work should be taking care of his mother financially. And they didn't understand why he was at home taking care of her. So the law basically said at that moment, a woman who was taking care of their elderly parent was qualified for such and such amount. And it didn't say man. So basically, they thought in that time that only women were going to stay home and take care of someone. It was specifically said in that law. It did not cover males to be at home. So once she saw that these things weren't right, she focused on the one thing that brought the gap of gender inequality to light. And it wasn't till that to where it said, hey, this man is being discriminated against. We need to fix this. That they listen. How fucked up is that? And then she realized after that she needed to look at things in certain lights. And she couldn't just bulldog certain things to an extent that people were going to be made to listen. She had to turn it around to where it would be relevant to the times. And she was able to help women. And she was a pioneer of women's rights. And I'm not totally a liberal. I don't know if some of y'all may think I'm a liberal. I'm not a Republican, but I am pro-woman. And some of y'all be like, oh, of course she's a lesbian. She's a feminist. You know what? I was raised in a traditional family where my brother is head of household of a traditional family. And I would never take away from what he has. I respect everyone's family. And my political stance is I want people to respect mine as well, period. I am legally married to my wife. My wife has children from another marriage. And we just happen to be two women. And honestly, We just want people to treat us respectfully and with dignity. And if people can't do that, we don't need you in our lives. We work just as hard as the next person. I have a college degree to some extent. We work 40 plus hours a week. We work very hard for what we have. And we love our families. We don't have Second Amendment rights, but we do agree with people that do have their rights. We vote. We agree with protesters to some extent. And there's just things that we may not agree on, but that's okay. Now, getting back to what I was talking about earlier, I'm going to post on my page for people to follow me and get live on YouTube. Let me show you. Give me 1 second. Hey, my dang dog just barked and freaked me out. What's wrong with this hoe? I'm on YouTube still. She barked and freaked me out. Anyway, okay, so let's get away from that and we're gonna switch over. So, hey, I want a drink. Are we gonna like have a Coke or what are we gonna do? Okay. Can you bring me a Coke and like a cigar or cigarette or something? Baby doll? This is for all you maskers. You like them lippies? I'm just playing. That's my wife's. I don't really fucking that shit. So anyway, let's talk about the LGBT community. So, babe, you gonna bring me a cigarette? Okay, I'm just making sure because if you weren't, I was gonna get up. Big ups to my baby doll. Is gonna bring me a cigarette and something to drink. So anyway, so the RGB, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Hello, come on. Can you bring me a cigarette and something to drink? Close the door, so I want to get no.
Talking about?
I don't want to get no cigarette smoke in the room. I'm gonna start talking about gay stuff. So, it brought a lot of conversation between me and my wife, and it brought a lot of old memories. Now, like I keep saying over and over, I'm 41 years old. I am considered an elder in the gay community, I guess. I mean, if I'm not, let me know. But I'm 41 years old. So there's a lot of things that I had to go through, like gay people today, young lesbians, young gay people, like y'all got it good, man. And I'm not saying that doesn't take away from all the mental things that y'all may be going through, but honestly, y'all don't have to go through some of the things we had to go through. And even before me, like things were rough even before me. And I'm not going to take away from my elders. I have elders when I was in my 20s. They were in their 50s. Elder lesbians, elder butches, elder dykes, like they had their, and I got to get a haircut. Excuse this shit. But they had, their buzz cuts and they wore their dude clothes and, they acted in such a way. And those are the people I looked up to. And I don't even know if it was right or wrong, but I looked up to them because I didn't have anybody else to look up to. So y'all know kids aren't allowed on this channel. Cheers. Let's
They're
have a
not?
drink. No.
You shared on your Snapchat?
I posted this and it's not allowed for kids. Period. No kids
But you
allowed.
told Tiffany and them to watch it.
Well, they can bypass it saying whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a shot of Gentleman Jack. That is my preferred whiskey. I love Gentleman Jack. It's very smooth, very yummy. Coke bag. Okay. Oh, babe, I need a ashtray.
Did I give you that bottle?
Oh, okay. Thank you. So growing up.
You don't want this good.
Okay. It's new? Okay. So growing up, I wasn't really comfortable with who I was. I wasn't normal, so I thought. Normal back then in the 90s was Egyptian lover and Guess and Polo. Excuse me, whatever. And I wasn't really into that. I was like this awkward kid. Like, I was weird. I don't fucking know. Like, I was into heavy metal back then, like hard rock, hair metal, and everybody was into like New Kids on the Block and no, by the way, this is not a blunt. It is a Capone cigar. So everybody was into like New Kids on the Block. I don't know, like freestyle, fucking dancey type. I don't know. I wasn't into that shit. I wasn't. I was into hair metal. Def Leppard, Poison, Winger, Warrant. You know, Metallica came later with Guns N' Roses. Okay. So that was me. Either way, I was into sports a lot when I was younger. And I definitely knew that I felt weird. Like, I just felt different. I felt weird. I played a lot of sports, did whatever. And little did I know till later that my dad was the only straight kid out of 4 kids. His brother was gay, is gay, and his 2 sisters are lesbians. I didn't know. My mother and my father basically kept that from us. And I'm guessing, don't put words in no one's mouth, all right? But I'm guessing because we did see them on occasion. However, they were never able to speak about their lifestyle or show affection towards each other when their girlfriends were with them or their boyfriends or husbands or whatever was going on. So I'm guessing from some of the feedback I got from my mother and father was that if they wanted to stay in our lives, they were not allowed to show affection for each other or anything else for that matter. Now, mind you, they love us. They love us. And being an older lesbian now, I'm pretty sure my tias, which is Spanish for aunts, probably looked at me and was like, oh yeah, that bitch finna be gay. Right, babe? Hey, you don't think that my lesbian tias looked at me when I was younger and goes, oh yeah, that bitch is finna be gay. Ah! Yeah, she said, oh yeah, of course. It's funny, but it's not. But it's funny. Okay, like I wear button ups and I walk. I'm like 12, 10, 12. Like, and I can only imagine the what they were thinking. Like, oh my god. It was hard for me. It was hard for me. I tried to conform to the lifestyle that I was given as far as being a Catholic girl, as far as being a heterosexual woman, as far as being a heterosexual teen, not only was I different because I was brown and everybody around me was like either black or white, I was also trying to find my identity as far as that goes. I listened to heavy metal music. Nobody else listened to that. So I was like, I was pretty much zeroed out of every fucking category you could have fucking dreamed of, thought of. I didn't want to wear no Gap. I didn't want to wear no polo. But what was left? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I wore whatever my fucking parents gave me, man. Like I don't know. Like things back then were a little more complicated. You know, when Walmart came around, thank God Walmart came around, and it was like blank T-shirts and jeans. Like fuck yeah, like I fucking threw it on, man. Like it was good. It was good. You know. And this one moment sticks out in my mind where my uncle, and now that I'm older, I know that's my uncle's husband, came to visit. And they came to visit often, and they would take us and have us vacation with them and take us to Six Flags. And they lived here in Houston. They would take us to Astro World and you know all these things, and they would take us to hang out with them. And you know, I love my uncle, and I love both of them to this day. Like I fuck, man, I wish. I don't know, man. Our relationship is just so weird, but I love them very much. I love them very much, and I know that they probably saw the inner fucking lesbian in me, and they just couldn't say anything. They couldn't, and that fucked me up in the end. But okay, they used to come and visit, and we would go stay at their house, and they would act like they were roommates. They would say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna come sleep in here, and you go sleep in there." And so me and my brother, my sister, whatever, we go sleep in the other room. So I'm pretty sure they snuck into the other room and went to sleep with each other after we went to bed. I don't fucking know. I know I would. Okay, they were keeping up appearances for my parents, and it wasn't until later where I learned that my parents were very oppressive about the homosexuality thing. Because my parents were brought up in the day when homosexuality was a disease of the brain. It was a malfunction of the brain. Homosexuality was looked at like it was a, oh fuck, like I don't know, fucking schizophrenia, depression, I don't fucking know, but we were the outcasts. And that's hard. And I didn't fucking know that. I didn't fucking know. And this is why this channel is not for kids, because I say fuck a lot. And because kids don't need to hear this shit. But if any of you are watching this shit one day and realize, yo, that was me, bruh. Cool. Okay. All I know is I'm young. I'm rolling my sleeves up playing baseball. I'm rolling my sleeves up. I'm a catcher. I'm a pitcher. I'm a goalie playing soccer. I'm on that fucking field and I'm just like doing my thing. I thought I was cool. I was high as shit. Like this and that. And I didn't understand why I didn't give a fuck about what these bitches was talking about, my little friends with their boyfriends. I could have cared less. And one day, me and my mom got into an argument, and she goes, "Why are you so butch?" I was like, "What?" And "It's not butch, it's dyke." And I don't even know where the fuck that shit came from. I don't know. I don't know. And from that point on, me and my mom just kept butting heads. We kept butting heads, man. We kept butting heads. From that point on, I had made it verbally aware that I was different. And then from that point on, ladies and gentlemen, I had already been going through so many things in my mind about why I thought I was different. My parents had already been sending me to psychiatrists and social workers and this and that. I had 3 fucking counselors at one time. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I hated myself. I fucking hated myself. You know, that shit don't go away. To this day, sometimes I hate myself, bro. But back in the day, I hated myself because the way that I grew up made me feel like there was no salvation. There was nothing for me. There's so many things that happened to me once I realized what I was. I didn't know what to do. So, fast forward 17 years old. And again, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a blunt, it's just a cigar. Capone's, it's just a cigar. There is no weed in here. Don't get it twisted. I do not condone any kind of drug use, drug abuse. This is just a Capone cigar. There's no weed in here. So fast forward. This is what I'm getting to. And for those of you who hung out, I want you to understand this. Fast forward. I told my mother that I was gay. She didn't want me in the house anymore. She didn't want me around my brothers and sisters no more. My brother or sisters anymore. Number one made me feel like shit. She said, we need to find a place to put you. I said, what the fuck am I supposed to do, man? So the way I am today is basically goes back to the way I was. Well, my mother's saying, we're going to have to find some. Babe, come here. I just got this one revelation right now. Come here, baby doll. Just stand at the door. So when my mother said, you can't stay at the house no more, we're going to have to find some place to put you, it made me go inside. And it stopped me from ever feeling a certain way. And it made me stop who I was. Because at that point, I wasn't anybody. When she said, well, we're going to have to find some place to put you because you can't come home, I stopped being who I was. So to this day, I still hold that. And I stop being who I am. When things get too difficult, when things get too hard, when somebody says, Crystal, you're too aggressive, You need to stop being who you are. So I stop. And I push it down. So to this day, at 41 years old, I remember the little kid when I was 15 years old and had to stop and push myself down. And I told my mother, okay, mom. Okay, mom. I'm going to do what you want. And that's what fucks me up. That's what fucks me up. And I just had that revelation right now, which is why I asked you to come out here and see, because you wonder, why do I let people run over me? Why do I let people treat me the way they do? Because when I was 15 years old and my mother said, you can't be here anymore with the people that you love because you are who you are. We're going to have to put you somewhere else. And I said, okay. So whenever a situation arrives where it's just too much, I say, okay. I retreat. I fucking retreat.
Yeah.
And I'm here to let all y'all people know. And I want y'all to share this. I want everybody in my community to share this. I was 15, 16 years old. And I was told that I was not allowed to be with my family. And let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, that meant, now let me fast forward in a little while. I'm going to tell you the whole story, but just follow me through this. Please follow me through. This is a story of a 41-year-old woman who has been through some struggles as a lesbian LGBT community person. I was taken to a foster home in downtown New Orleans where there were foster kids. And my mother was ready to give me up as an award to the state because I was gay. And I'm 15 years old. And in my fucking heart, I just felt so much. Like it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know. I can't even tell you. I can't tell you. It's like I was a death in the family. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't.
You were gay or what?
Yeah. She was ready to just hand me over to these people. I didn't even know. I was scared. I didn't even know who I was. Can you give me the cigars? Mm-hmm. Oh my god, dude. Y'all haven't, for those of y'all who have an idea walking through these rooms, these halls, and the lady's telling my mother, "Well, you need to emancipate her through the state, and that's the only way that she's gonna be able to live here through it." She's okay. We're gonna go ahead and do that because I was gay. I felt a disconnect, a total disconnect. Cigarette.
You do want me
I
to
love you, baby. Yeah, you can sit with me. Of course, you can sit with me. I had done my best to try and figure myself out. I had been through a lot at that moment. It's my wife. And that still sticks with me, okay? It's hard, it's rough, and I'm only telling you this so I can connect. Now, the final destination for me as a 15, 16-year-old was, and y'all may not even see those commercials. Go
What
ahead
is this thing
and
where we-
YouTube those. The Bon Jovi commercials for what I can't even remember the name of that group. It was for runaways and homeless. There was a homeless shelter in New Orleans, right on Canal Street, right off of Canal Street. Again, this is not a blunt. It's a Capone. It's just a cigar.
There's someone watching.
I was finally dropped off at this place, and I was just dropped off at this place, and I was a little freaked out. It was in downtown New Orleans, off of Canal Street, Covenant House, ladies and gentlemen, Covenant House, a homeless shelter. My mother dropped me off at a homeless shelter.
Isn't that the one that comes on in American Horror Story?
I don't know, but it's got
The
Bon
cousin?
Jovi talking about. Look at the commercials for Covenant House, okay? I was not a runaway. My mother finally found this shelter, which ended up being Covenant House right off of Canal Street, and she dropped me off there. I was like 15, 16. Oh my God, dude.
Sucks.
And they had little dormitory rooms, and you checked in at the desk, but not really. And then at night, they let homeless people in to sleep on mats. And just whoever, it didn't matter, homeless people. And then when you woke up in the morning for breakfast, they just fed everyone. So it was all y'all people coming out the little rooms, plus the homeless people eating breakfast. But mind you, I could see the drug dealers on the corner right outside of my window selling crack, selling weed. I didn't even know what they were selling. I just could see them. I'm like, yo, man. The minute we stepped out of that door, we were greeted by drug dealers. And I'm 15, 16, man. And my mother wanted me to be here because I was gay. And there's drug dealers right outside on the corner, like right across the street, like boom, like just selling crack like nothing. Like, I made the worst connects I could have ever made in that place, man. Some of the worst things that happened to me in that place with those people. They didn't care that we were out the streets. They would tell us, well, you need to go to these meetings. I'm like, what do you mean to go to these meetings? I'll be like, you know what? I don't want to go to a meeting. Just let me go upstairs. Let me go to my room. They're like, nah, you can't go to your room. I'm like, what do you mean? You want me to hang out on the streets where I could find dope? where I could fucking do this, do that. You're in the middle of downtown New Orleans in the French Quarter, and they wouldn't let me in my motherfucking room. So you know what I did? I hit the streets. I made friends with the crack dealers. I made friends with the dealers. I went across the street to the projects right there. Like, we got shot at trying to just score some weed. There were dudes right there off of Canal Street trying to ask me and my friend, who came from Jersey, if we wanted to fucking dance in their little windows for money. This was like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, they was ready to scoop us up. I was like 16. They want to put us in those booths where dudes could just put quarters in them hoes. They was ready to sell us. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. This is the kind of life I ended up doing for like a minute. And y'all know when y'all on Bourbon Street, when y'all in the French Quarter, they got those square trash cans, and everybody who walks around on Bourbon Street drinking, and they just put their drink on the square trash cans. You got like a half a drink there. Who's finna pick it up? A bitch like us? Everybody who want to get fucked up, we're just picking drinks up off them square cans. Drinking. We're swallowing people's drinks because we're street bitches. We're just fucked up. I was living in abandoned buildings. I was living in squat houses because I was gay and I didn't have a place in my house. Man, those of y'all who been down Canal Street, who been down Bourbon Street, you got those ministers with their signs talking about Jesus saves this and that. Do y'all know that I went to their fucking church in their little ministry thing, and I was so fucked up on, I don't know what kind of shit. I was throwing up in their restroom. I was fucked up. They didn't care. Like, we was just, it didn't matter. Once somebody don't love you for who you are, it don't matter. Like, you're willing to just get fucked up and you don't care, man. And that's being an LGBT teen back in the day was rough. You weren't allowed to be gay back then. You weren't allowed to be a lesbian. On another real, you weren't allowed to be a pregnant teenager. They thought you was a slut. You was a hoe. You was the one bitch in high school that was pregnant. You was fucked up. It was hard, man. It was hard. I lived in an abandoned fucking building for a couple of months. Everything I had, I carried in a backpack. When I would come back to the fucking squat, there was needles everywhere. People had gone through our shit. Let me get that drink. People had gone through our shit. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me. People had gone through our shit. Everything I had to carry in a backpack. And no lie, man, when you were living on them streets in New Orleans, you needed to have what they call was an old man. And they called him your old man because that was your dude. That was your dude because he took care of you. If someone was finna rape you, he was supposed to protect you. If someone was finna fuck you up, he was supposed to protect you. Now, listen up, all y'all who don't know what's up. I had a friend in middle school. Those of y'all who live in Louisiana, look it up. Ask your mamas. Killed a cab driver back in the day. Name was Buffington. One of my best friends back in the day. I met up with her sister on the streets of New Orleans, and I recognized her. She escaped from a juvenile detention center. She was my only friend on those streets, and she taught me how to live on those streets. She taught me because she had been living on those streets because she escaped the juvenile detention center. She goes, "Hey, you need to get you an old man. You need to get an old man. You need to get you a man because a man's going to protect you. He's going to keep someone from raping you. He's going to keep someone from beating you up. You need to get an old man." An old man, not as an old man, as in, hey, that's my old man. This is my old lady. Like, this is what it is. And I realized that. So I had to play that game for a minute. I had to get some dude who was going to protect me. Because the streets of New Orleans, they don't forgive. They don't forgive. My family threw me away and I found another family and it wasn't no better. It wasn't no better. So fast forward. Let's fast forward now. Let's fast forward. I got in contact with my father. And he decided, because I was a lesbian or bisexual at the time, whatever, he was going to put me in contact with one of my tias, one of my aunts, who would be able to better prepare me for the world that I was fixing to try to live in. Ladies and gentlemen, my first night when I touched down into San Antonio, little did I know that my aunt was an alcoholic. And the person she was with was an alcoholic. Their relationship was toxic as fuck. So goes my near future. I got drunk my first night there and I was only 17. They were giving me beers. The first time I ever did meth was with my aunt. The first time I ever did coke was with my aunt. Toxic environment. I thought that they were going to help me to see what kind of lesbian I should become, what kind of lesbian I'm supposed to be. Little did I know that these lesbians I was watching were showing me how to be a toxic lesbian. And that still carries on to this day. And I'm still trying to fight these toxic lesbian demons. Living in a house where there was nothing but alcoholism. My aunt came back one day from being with her girlfriend. They had a fight. I didn't know what was going on. She came home. Her shirt was torn. She was all bloody in the mouth, this and that. I freaked out. I was like, "Hey, you okay?" "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay." Little did I know later they were fighting about me because I was there. They were fighting about me because I was there. And the one piece of advice that my tia gave me was, you give the woman whatever she wants, no matter the cost. And the cost is your sanity, your physical well-being, everything about you. Fuck you. Give her what she wants. So to this day, I'm still kind of messed up. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my wife. And we're both fighting a lot of demons together. We are both fighting a lot of demons together. Now, when I moved to San Antonio, we used to hang out and drive around, and they would show me all the gay spots. You know, people were still getting fucking gay bashed. Now, gay bash back in the day means they were chasing fucking faggots, and I don't say faggots like that, and I don't mean it like that, but this is what they call them back in the day, and this is what I want you to understand, because faggots back in the day used to get their brains bashed in. This is what I entered into. We could literally drive around and see someone being chased with a baseball bat in the parking lot. And we would keep driving because that wasn't our business. That's the kind of shit that I had to see being a young lesbian gay woman. We saw the young gay boys on the corner, and the po-pos was getting their dick sucked and hanging out with them. But when it didn't benefit them anymore, they beat them up. They fucked them up and they arrested them. But they were sucking their dicks on the side. And when they got caught and when it didn't benefit them, they fucked them up and took them to jail. Literally, dudes was getting chased in the parking lots with baseball bats. That's the kind of shit I saw. That's the kind of shit I grew up with. Now, my older lesbian fucking pioneer women who decided they were going to stand up for themselves, they didn't have it fucking Gucci. They couldn't speak about it. They couldn't hold each other's hands in public. They couldn't put their arms around their woman and say, "This is a woman I love." They couldn't do that shit because someone was ready to beat their ass with a baseball bat or a fucking tire iron or some shit. This is the kind of shit I grew up with. But you know what? Me being the kind of woman I was, I didn't give a fuck. I said, you know what? I owe this to my elders to fucking stand up for who I am. Because they fought for what we got, and what we had was just a little bit. It was just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. But that little bit we had meant a lot. You think it was easy for me to walk around with my buzz cut? My polos? You think that I could walk around holding my woman's hand and think everything was going to be all right? No. We had to stick to our own crowd. We had to stick to our own fucking people. It wasn't that easy. It was hard, man. It was hard. People got beat up. Beat up. Dudes carried baseball bats around. They literally went to the motherfucking lesbian area, the gay area of San Antonio, just to fuck us up. And it was lesbians like me who stood up and said, "Fuck you, and we'll pull our own baseball bats on people." We would fuck them up back. That's what I'm saying. Like, whatever's going on right now, y'all need to understand. We didn't get nowhere fucking being silent. We didn't get nowhere fucking bowing down to no one. Those straight dudes, fucking whatever they were back in the day, want to fucking come at me with baseball bats. The dudes in the parking lots beat them up with baseball bats. We put our own baseball bats. We had to protect our own people. The cops weren't going to protect us. The government wasn't going to protect us. We had to protect ourselves. We policed ourselves. We helped ourselves. And it took people like me and my wife walking around together like, who's going to fuck with me? Fuck with me. Fuck with me. To say, you know what? Fuck with me. Fuck with me. Y'all may not know me, but if you see me in the fucking public, I got tattoos on my neck. I got tattoos on my hands, my arms, and I ain't that big, but ain't nobody gonna fuck with me. And if they look at me, they think twice. We have been through so much shit as people. As people. The things that I have had to go through, the things that I have had to see. It's fucking crazy, man. And it's still not the same. But you know what? Y'all younger people, y'all have it a lot easier because y'all can talk to each other. Your parents are a lot more accepting. You know, these dudes, him, her, gender pronouns. I'm so happy for y'all. It's good. It's good. And I ain't gonna lie, man. There was a point where I thought maybe I was supposed to be a boy because we didn't have all this kind of shit. Like I thought maybe I need to go through like gender, reevaluation surgery shit. Like I thought I was a boy. People used to call me Chris. I thought I was Chris. I used to wear boxers. I wear sports bras, but I used to number boys' clothes, shave my head, boxers like this. Call me Chris. Call me Chris. My name's Chris. Like it was just me. Like that's who I thought I was supposed to be. But because when I was in the environment where I was at, the old school lesbians of my time said, either you're a butch or you're femme. Are you a butch or you're femme? What you got? You got some panties on, you got some boxers. Where you at, bro? You top or bottom? Like you wear lipstick or you don't? Like they put us in a fucking box. My people back in the day put me in a box. And they kept me acting like I was so fucking psycho. Like I was ready to fucking knock a bitch out. I was ready to knock a bitch out. When I came in that lesbian club, I came in there like this. Like what's up, bitch? Like, who the fuck are you? Don't look at my woman, bitch. Like, fuck you. I was fighting in that fucking gay club, lesbian club every fucking weekend. Every weekend. Because that's the kind of fucking shit people put on me. That's the kind of lesbian I grew up being. Like, you're gonna be a butch, then you gotta fucking fight for that shit. You gotta knock a bitch out to prove how much bigger you are than the next bitch. And they ain't gonna lie, there were some big bitches. Big bitches. And you had to prove yourself. And ain't gonna lie, there was them femme bitches. Back in the day, you were either butch or femme. Okay, so don't get mad. Y'all gender pronouns, whatever, but there was either butch or femme. Butch or femme. And then we had your ponytail girls. The bitches who had just ponytails. And then they had the collar shirts. And we was like, oh, they was called femme butches. They wasn't nobody. We could dust them hoes. Dust them hoes. But you needed to prove who you were on every set, bro. Every set. I grew up in the gay community where you had to prove yourself. You had to knock the next bitch out or you weren't nobody. It wasn't about money in the gay community. It was about who had the most fucking... You had these, brother. You're knocking the bitch out. And if you knock the bitch out, that bitch wanted you. And that may sound crazy to y'all, but that's how it was. It was either butch or femme. You either got the crew cutty. Ponytail bitches didn't matter. Ponytail bitches could get fucked by either one. Like, bitch, you got a ponytail. This butch bitch will fuck you and this femme bitch will fuck you. Like, it didn't even fucking matter. Like, ponytail bitches didn't even matter. But we had... You stuck yourself in a box.
You need anything?
I'm good. I'm probably going to finish in a minute.
Okay.
And I'm only telling y'all this shit. And I don't mean to make this video long. And I hope this hits some hearts with somebody somewhere. Because I'm an OG fucking lesbian, bro. Like, I got in so many fights back in the day just trying to prove how much more of a fucking lesbian I was than that next bitch. I got kicked in the head. I got stomped. I got fucking pop, pop, pop. Like, we used to throw rounds, bro. Rounds. Because the only community that accepted me still had fucking guidelines. There were suicidal thoughts. There was suicidal behaviors. I've seen all the movies that y'all probably seen, man. What's that movie with Sigourney Weaver? Where she was a mama and the son killed herself. What's that other movie from back in the day? Boys Don't Cry. There's also another movie where the boy goes to like this camp and tries to prove that he's not gay. Also, that other movie, But I'm a Cheerleader. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all, man. All I'm saying is, and I know there's been like an hour. Thank you for y'all who have been hanging with me, listening to my knowledge, listening to the things that I gotta say. I want y'all to share this. Share it, share it, share it, share it. Let people see what I gotta go through. And if any of y'all got any comments about anything, man, hit me up. There's still a lot more that I'm going through as a lesbian woman in this world right now. And all I want to do is just be a tool for everyone to fucking understand and to see the things that I've gone through. And if I gotta do a better picture for y'all, help me out, man. I will paint a better picture. But honestly, the pictures that still stay up here with me, oh my god. I just remembered being a lesbian woman in the ER back in the day. Okay, so say I'm having problems. I have a medical emergency back in the day, and I gotta go to the ER. And I got my significant other with me. By law, they're not gonna let her in because she's a woman. That's not my spouse. That's not a man. That's not a family member. That's my girlfriend. That's my wife. But we legally weren't able to be married back then because they did not have any gay marriage laws. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Who's in the emergency room by themselves, laying on that cold ass table, laying on that cold ass bedroom in the motherfucking emergency room by themselves? Me. And anybody else you know back in the day who was a lesbian or gay man who needed some emergency help. They were living, they were breathing, they were laying in that fucking hospital bed by themselves. All alone. So sad. And who knows what they were going through? Who knows what they had to face by themselves because they wouldn't let their partner in. They wouldn't let their partner into the ER room to be with them. These are the things that we have had to go through over the last so many years. Being alone. Until you have laid in that hospital bed by yourself, facing cancer, or facing a major operation, or facing a drug overdose, or just any reason you've had to lay in that hospital bed by yourself because you are a member of the LGBT community and they wouldn't let your significant other in, you were by yourself. That shit sucks. Spoken from someone who had to deal with it. You wake up alone. You face your fears alone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm a little bit cold hearted because the world has made me cold hearted to have to deal with things by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. Peace out. Thank you for lasting with me a little over an hour. Feel free to share this. Please do. Let your friends, your friends of friends know, and your family watch this video. Fast forward through the good parts, whatever. And I'm sorry I can't make this any better, but please share. Just share. Share the shit out this fucking video to any lesbian and gay, transgendered, bisexual community you can share this with because this is my story. And if anybody wants to know anything, please feel free to comment. I love y'all.